Things don't always turn out the way you expect, and not every story comes neatly wrapped, tied up in a bow. It seems like every study abroad narrative I hear involves starting off excited yet naive, encountering some sort of problem or bump in the middle of the road, but eventually overcoming it to emerge a wiser, more worldly person. What happens if you never reach your happy ending? What if you don't figure out how to get over that bump in the middle? Maybe you don't have to. In the middle of a difficult situation, when we hit that bump in the road, is sometimes where we discover the most about ourselves. One thing I learned during my time abroad is that there's a big difference between being alone and feeling lonely. People think being alone makes you lonely, but I don't think that's true. Being surrounded by the wrong people is the loneliest thing in the world. Simply being alone doesn't necessarily mean you have to feel lonely. In fact, the time I spent as a solo traveler during my 5 months abroad includes some of my favorite memories. I got to wander around the city of Naples, Italy, and stumbled upon an exuberant and lively street band who charmed and engaged the crowd that grew around them. In Salzburg, Austria, I met a sweet old Austrian man who, after finding out I don't speak a word of German, led me to a 1,300-year-old abbey and declared our sweeping view of the Alps beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. My times in Vienna, Paris, and even my home city of Zagreb are all filled with experiences like this. Experiences that were entirely spontaneous, unable to be repeated, and would not have been possible except for the fact that I was alone. So, even if your story, like mine, doesn't follow the typical happy ending narrative, maybe you can discover something important about yourself. Maybe there's something within you that, until now, you haven't allowed to fully bloom. Someone once said, "Let yourself be silently drawn by the strange pull of what you really love. It will not lead you astray." Maybe you'll find out what that thing is that you really love, and even if you haven't gotten over the bump in the middle, you'll allow yourself to be pulled toward it. Here's what I found out: that I really enjoy being alone, and spending time alone can be a lot like my first view of the Alps. Inspiring, rewarding, and beautiful.